Yeah.
Hi, it's your girl Carly Jamaican here with yet another video for you. And today I wanted to talk briefly about the honeypot situation. As many of you probably know, Mrs. Beatrice Felu Espada, she is the owner of a feminine hygiene line called Honeypot. She recently partnered with Target and they are selling her line of products in their stores. And they are promoting her so much that they recently came out with an advertisement for her product, which is so awesome. I mean, really, it is so awesome. Unfortunately, a lot of people are now saying that this advertisement is racist because it appears that at the end of the advertisement, she pretty much sent a message to young black girls trying to inspire them to be owners of black owned businesses too, and trying to let them know it is okay to partner with major corporations like Target. One thing I don't like about our society today is how sensitive we have become. I'm sorry, it's just the truth. We are so hypersensitive about certain topics like racism, and it's to the point where we are calling out everything that we deem to be potentially racist as racist. We are taking things out of context, blowing things out of proportion. We're making a big deal over some things that are not deliberately meant to offend and are not deliberately put out there to anger the masses. Most of us know this. But the society that we're living in today, it creates narratives and it just tells us, hey, you need to be angry because this is potentially racist. Even if it's not, as long as it's potentially racist, then we need to have a problem with it. This is one of those cases to me where we are calling out racism where racism is not there. I get the whole thing where if a Caucasian woman came on national TV and made a statement like what Mrs. Beatrice Felu Espada said, she would come under heavy fire for making a statement like that targeted at Caucasian girls. But you have to consider the differences between the Caucasian community and the African American / Black community. You have to consider the differences when it comes to owning businesses. And when you put it into context, you'll realize that not only is it not racist, it is needed. We need to target our young black girls so that they are inspired to own businesses. I mean, when you think about people like Destiny Harrison, who was murdered, shot dead in her community by community members. Destiny Harrison was a woman that opened her own hair salon and was trying to operate her business in her community, trying to generate revenues for her community and just doing a positive thing for her community, being shot dead. That's just one of the challenges that the black community face when they operate businesses, especially in their community. Another thing is, they do face challenges in getting capital and resources in order to open, start up, and maintain and operate their businesses. And so a lot of the times when they even do get their business started, their businesses do not have longevity and do not last for a very long time because of the lack of resources. When you think about the other end of it, where a lot of our young black girls are aspiring to be video vixens, trap queens, and Instagram models. And do not be offended by the Instagram models part because I'm on Instagram too. So everybody's on Instagram. But the point is, these young black girls have the potential to be so much more, do so much more with their lives. And Mrs. Beatrice Felu Espada is just a reminder of that. And she pretty much just said that on national TV so that it could touch and be heard by as many young black girls as possible. And that is why I just really think that this situation was taken way out of context and why the Caucasian community should not be offended by this. It literally is not something that was meant to even target you in that way, or to exclude you in that way. She went on the Breakfast Club and announced that this product is for everyone. It is for Caucasians. It is for Asians. It is for Hispanics. It is for Blacks. It is for everyone. So her product is not targeted at only the Black community, but her message was targeted at young African American girls and women because there's such a lack of mentors and role models in the Black community to inspire these girls. So do not take that away from these black girls. Do not take that away because you're in your feelings and you're being hypersensitive to what you think is racism or exclusion. It is absolutely none of those two. So that being said, I do want to hit you guys with some facts as it pertains to Black-owned businesses. In 2012, there were 2.6 million registered Black-owned businesses. And in 2018, 2.4 Black-owned businesses were registered to women. Yes. I will put the information in the description box so you guys can check them out for yourself. But I think this number is legit. Many of the businesses, or most of the businesses owned in the United States by the African American community, is by women. In addition to that, and this is a go figure moment, most of the businesses in the United States are white owned, and the least number of businesses are owned by the African American community. There is a reason for this. The African American community does face some challenges when it comes to starting, opening businesses, maintaining businesses, operating their business. According to Del Gines, and forgive me if I'm saying that person's name wrong, the author of an intriguing new report from the Federal Reserve Bank of Kansas, one factor affecting slow growth is a lack of educational resources and mentors to help Black women entrepreneurs ramp up their business knowledge. Many of these Black-owned businesses by women are micro businesses. They tend to stay very small and they don't have a lot of scalability. And this is according to Del Gines. Gines also stated that one reason so many of the businesses are micro is that many Black women have difficulty accessing credit and face capital constraints, according to the Federal Reserve, which explains why their businesses don't have longevity, even though they're really doing a good job at opening and starting businesses. The average annual sales for businesses owned by Black women was $27,752 in 2012. Compare this to a whopping $170,587 for white women. Do you understand why this was not excluding Caucasian girls, but merely filling a role that is real needed in the Black community of mentorship? I mean, if you don't see the disparity between those numbers and why the Black community needs someone like Mrs. Beatrice Felu Espada, if you don't understand why she needed that platform to say what she had to say, this doesn't need to only be said on BET or wherever. This just needs to be said, period. It's not racist. If you're just so caught up in your emotions and caught up in your feelings, then you're going to nitpick and attack a very innocent moment and label it and totally destroy the message when the message is clearly needed. You know, in this case, I would tell you, retract the clause. Rally behind this woman. Support her. Buy her products. This is something that you want to be a part of and want to be behind, so we can lessen the disparity between these numbers. And as a matter of fact, anything less would just be tearing down a positive message, tearing down a positive role model, tearing down a Black woman that is truly pushing to have something wholesome that is not fitting the negative stereotype. Anyway, guys, that is all I had to say on the issue. I heard about it. I thought it was so unnecessary. I am quick to call out race baiting on either side of the spectrum, whether it's Caucasians race baiting or Blacks race baiting, because I hate that. And in this case, honestly, I feel as if this was just being blown out of context. Just get out of your feelings. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. Tell me what you think, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.